relations. In fact, let me go across to Colonel Himanshi Singh, who's a defense expert, who's also joining us on the broadcast. Colonel Singh, when we are talking about defense deals, there is a lot on the anvil. We are looking at modernization, we are looking at technology transfer, we are also looking at increasing the trade volume. What is the most significant takeaway that you can look at when this entire, when we talk about this entire defense spectrum?
Jai Hind. Actually, this visit of Putin puts 4 defense baskets in play for India. And most important is the air and missile defense system. See, we have already seen the efficacy of S-400. Now what Russia is proposing is additional regiments of S-400 and also actively pitching to us the S-500. Apart from that, they are ready to talk about the Su-57, which I think will be used for precision strikes with advanced BrahMos and hypersonic. And again, one more is the RELOS. So the logistic pact, RELOS, will also impact both countries in the operational way. First of all, it will give India an access to Arctic route and Russia Far East and Northern Sea route. It will also help in Navy deployment in the South of Japan and in the Arctic Circle. And it will also help India in joint exercises in Himalayan region. Apart from that, the impact on Russia would be, it will have a predictable presence in Indian Ocean region, which is largely dominated by US and China. And then also an access to Andaman, Nicobar and other infrastructure, which I think is most welcome. Now, it is a force multiplier for India and Russia, because in today's time when everybody is competing and fighting, collaborations give an edge where you can utilize each other's technology, manpower, AI and other things to boost not just your defense system but also economy. And since Moscow is offering S-57 generation fighters with varying degrees of assembly and technological localization, which has been confirmed by Kremlin spokesperson, I think it is also there on the agenda. So India has much, I think, bigger things to gain, because so far the relationship was Russia used to give us weapons and we used to buy it. So it was a very clear kind of a relationship. But with the technology transfer and localization, I think Indian defense and economy will both gain a boost. But we have to actually tread it very carefully, because we cannot have too much of dependence on everything which is being offered by Russia. We also have to see the times for MK, MRFA, and also that Russia itself does not crowd our funding. You know, it is we keep giving out the money, and we have to all take care of various projects which are coming as made in India and other things. So to create long-term dependency on engine and sensors and weapon will not be good for us. However, if these deals are carefully traded, I think it will be a win-win for both. Over to you.
Absolutely. And Shruti Dasgupta, if I can come across, if I can go to you, what, as per your understanding, is the most significant thing that we should be looking at, given that the summit is starting today and we have been talking about various facets of it over the past few days. So today, when it is starting out, what's the most significant thing that we should be looking at?
4,000 crores went into the pockets and deep pockets.
With the annual Russia and India summit, which happens for the business summit that happens. So when the leaders of the nations are uniting and sitting across tables and dinner tables and talking trade, and while the summit is happening, it ensures that the wheels move more smoothly, and trade deals among mutual partnerships among various businesses can happen very fast and very effectively. So that is something we should look forward to. We should also look forward to the fact that Russia wants India to continue to buy the oil, because that is something which has been highly impacted as of now. And so that particular partnership is important to Russia. We also know that right before Putin came here, he gave a statement where he said India and China and Russia are in collaboration with each other, and they shall lead the new world, though not in those same words. But this is exactly the kind of geopolitical positioning that Russia is pushing, the RIC Troika, and it challenges the Western hegemony that they are ruling the world and they can define the economic as well as political factors that will impact other nations. So by putting our own strategic economy as important, we have shown the world that India puts India first, and in that, even if it has to take on the little bit of impact of the sanctions, we shall continue to pursue policies that are favorable to us. Beyond this, we are looking forward to nuclear deals, where already they are helping us with tech transfers and knowledge-based incrementation in the KNPP plant, where Unit 1 and 2 are functional, Unit 3 is in construction phase, 4, 5, 6, Unit 3 is in pre-startup phase, and 4, 5, 6 are in construction phase. So that plant is going to help India move towards green energy. The small modular reactor is also is a technology that India is willing to pursue with Russia. And the trade imbalance that we have with Russia is going to be addressed by opening up markets for pharmaceuticals, for agriculture, and other things, and skill transfer as well is going to happen.
I think those are a host of areas that India and Russia will be looking at. I thank you, Shruti Dasgupta and Colonel Singh, for joining us on the broadcast and giving us those valuable insights.